2, 1.
Okay. Do you ever regret that I came here to the States from Colombia?
When I was a little kid, I didn't regret it. I think now that I'm getting older, it's not about regret, it's more about family. Like, it's not your fault that you came here and that they can't come here. Like, I regret not having my cousins or aunts and uncles and my grandpa and my grandma. And I realized, like, when I spent my first Christmas in Colombia 5 years ago, like, even though I grew up there until I was like 4 or 5 years old, I don't remember a lot of those things. But like when I went, it was like, wow, like the experience of like a holiday with your family. Like it was always just the 4 of us, and so I don't regret that you came. I just regret that like the laws of this country are the way that they are, because they would be able to come. When I moved to college, you told me that I never called you enough, but we were never really that type of family. I wonder how we became that family who never calls each other.
I think because we got busy, and I didn't want it to bother you. You didn't need any help. You are smart. You went to college. You were dorming. I thought you didn't miss me because I made you that way. I made you strong and independent and very responsible.
Why do you think we just never talk to one another? When I see other families, like especially when I went to college, like it was like so different because everybody else, like their grandparents came and or like they got care packages, or that like, you know, they were always on the phone with their mom and stuff like that. But I felt like even if I called you, it would be only for like a 5-minute thing. It wasn't like a full-on conversation type of thing.
And you're right, I never call, I never send you a care package because I wasn't raised like that. I'm Colombian. And about your dad's family, you know that I have to protect you for what happened to you. You know, when you were 8, you were molested. And it was your dad's family member who did that. So I just wanted to protect you, and I didn't want to take you anywhere. That's the reason I always ask you to go home and stay with Christian, because I didn't, nothing bad to happen to both of you. I didn't have nobody else. And when you got molested, I was proud of myself because I didn't care about what people have to say because you were my daughter. And then before you came first, and my husband and my marriage and my husband's family.
There's a reason that whatever happened, and there's a reason that we don't talk to them anymore, to that side of the family. But I feel like the way that you took care of me after that, like, made me stronger, like, because to this day, I don't remember what happened. And like, I feel like you did a very good job at like making sure that like that would never affect me in that sense. You handled it so well, and you took me to therapy, and you know, that's not like a young kid doesn't go to therapy often for those things. And I think like I have greater memories of going to therapy than of what happened to me.
I promised myself that I wasn't going to be the Latina mom that here is the lollipop and buy you a toy and forget about it, because I knew that eventually that will cost something. So I wanted to make sure I take care of you first, making sure you were okay, and then give you whatever you need. What do you love about me?
I think everyone loves their mom, but I think what I love about you is you sacrifice literally everything you came here for me, and you made sure to get an education for us. What I love about you the most is that you weren't like everybody else's parent, or like almost every immigrant parent who like didn't really worry so much about their own education. They worried more about their children's education. And like, I love that I can have conversations about politics with you. Growing up, you showed me that I needed to fight for my rights. And you know, the sacrifices that you've made, I love that you never hid anything from me. You told me the truth for everything. And knowing all of those truths, like sometimes it was brutal and I felt like, oh my God, like I'm only 10 and I know all of this stuff that's going on in the house. You know, like that, you know, the bills might not be paid sometimes, or that we have to go get food from like the church because we didn't have like money to go buy food. Like I would have rather known that than like not knowing what was going on. Like, yeah, all the sacrifices that you've made is like what I love the most about you, because I know what it means to make a sacrifice because of you. What sacrifices do you think you had to make in order to complete college? And do you have any regret to any of those sacrifices?
Maybe the sacrifice that I wasn't there during the week because I was in school. It was a sacrifice on time, but at the end of the day, it was worth it because I have a nice job, and now I can say that I can, if something happens, I can support your brother, and then if something happened to you, I can support you, because you will always be my daughter, regardless if you're married or not. But I don't see it as sacrifice. Maybe the time, yes.
I feel like one of the things that you don't realize that you sacrificed was your health.
Oh.
Because like you have hypothyroidism now, and you always worried about your weight. Like, I think you were like a size 18 like at one point. And I feel like but you always focused on the way that we ate. And you always ate so healthy, but like the stress of like everything that you did like made you gain so much weight. And I feel like you sacrificed like your own health for that. And I don't know, like I think that was like, when I think about it, like now, like you take care of yourself, but like it took you so many years to like figure out what was wrong. And like you finally went to like a doctor to figure out like why you like were always angry and then happy, and then, you know, like I feel like you sacrificed your health. And I don't know if you know that or if you realize that.
I didn't realize that. You take after me in many ways, especially when it comes to getting what you want. But when it came to college, you had so much trouble. What triggered your loss of enthusiasm for education?
Being such a good student, like at the beginning, I always like studied and studied and studied. And I felt like when I got to college, I was so burnt out from like always focusing on my education. And then I was in education opportunity funding as a student, and you know, you have to go in the summer, and it's 6 weeks of like 3 intense courses, and it just broke me. Getting to college, and then you graduating with a 3.8, and seeing you walk up on that stage like after 10 years, and then I'm like, I know I'll never be like you when it comes to education, but I always felt that pressure, but it's just like I don't want to do it anymore. Like I'm done. I'm tired of going to school. And I feel like it's not like what you learn in school, like working, like actually working in what I want to do. Like they don't teach me any of this stuff in school. Like what I've learned to write is by the people who have taught me at work. It's just like, I feel like sometimes it's just pointless. So I didn't want to disappoint you, but I just felt like it wasn't worth it. And like every time I go to class, I'm just like, I sit there and sometimes I just ponder what I'm doing there.
Don't worry about anything else. Get it done, graduate, get that degree, and then do what you want to do.
When have I made you the most proud?
Every day. is regardless if you didn't graduate on time, and regardless if you are not graduating with 3.8, it's okay. It's just you are a good daughter, you are a good human being, you care about others. To have what you have, and you did it all by yourself. Your internships, you found it by yourself.
And I didn't tell you until...
And no, you didn't tell me, and because I always taught you that. And the fact that you are here by yourself, nobody helped you getting where you are, that makes me the most proud. In what ways have I disappointed you? Be brutally honest.
You know, through this whole conversation, I feel like the disappointments that I had coming in here, like, kind of are gone, because I understand where everything came from. Because, like, doing these questions, I'm like, okay, I know exactly what I'm going to say, and I know exactly where she's disappointed me. And now that, like, we talked, I think for the first time in a very long time, it just, like, I'm not disappointed, I'm proud. Like, even if you, like, are the way that you are, the disappointments I had are, like, no longer, like, existent, because they aren't disappointments. Instead, it's, like, something to be proud about. Me too. I love you too.